Is this thing working? I guess it is. That's part of my script. Okay. Hi guys, welcome to Desi Abroad, a channel where I make videos about living, working and traveling in Thailand. Now, 2020 is almost over and most of us can't wait to get this year out of our memories. On that note, there is some good news from Thailand. That is that Thailand has finally decided to open its borders for everyone around the world. Even though they have decided to open the borders for everyone around the world, there are still a lot of requirements and procedures to be followed before you can actually get into Thailand and start roaming around and visit those amazing beaches and mountains. Before we begin, just want to let you guys know that I have actually published this video a little late. The reason behind that is that I actually had to do quite a lot of research on the process on how people can actually get into Thailand, as it is a little bit complicated, but I'm going to try my best to explain to you as clearly as possible. But if I do miss anything, which I believe I most probably will, do leave a comment below telling me what I have missed, and if you do have any information about it, you guys can share it on the comment section as well. To begin with, the process that I'm going to tell you actually applies for people with any type of visa. You have a work visa, you have a visit visa, you have a business visa, a work visa, any type of visa, this process applies to all of them. Now, looking at visiting Thailand specifically, that is that you're coming here for tourism purposes, there are two types of visas that you can get. One is the normal tourist visa and the other one is the special tourist visa. So the special tourist visa, also known as STV. Okay, so before I continue further, let me tell you what is the difference between the tourist visa and the special tourist visa. Well, the tourist visa allows you to stay in Thailand for 30 days and then later on you can extend it once within Thailand for another 30 days, allowing you to stay here for almost 2 months. But recently the government has been in talks about increasing the stay on that visa from 30 to 45 days, like adding another extra 15 days into it. The reason being is because you will be spending the first 14 to 15 days that you come into Thailand in a quarantine hotel. So that means you will be stuck there before you can actually go and enjoy the freedom. The second one, which is the special tourist visa or STV, allows you to stay in Thailand for 90 days. And then you can extend that visa further twice, allowing you to stay for another 180 days within Thailand. So for a total, you can stay for almost 9 months here in Thailand with the special tourist visa or the STV visa. Now that we have those two things on the side, let's move forward to the actual procedure of actually getting inside Thailand. Okay, now just going through the things that you actually need. Now, of course, you need a completely filled visa form, 2 completely filled visa forms, 2 copies of your passport and the main pages, and make sure that they are valid for more than 12. Your passport is valid for more than 12 months. Of course, a copy of your ID, and then what you need is a certificate of entry, or also known as COE. We will talk about a bit more detail about that in a bit. After that, you need medical insurance. You need insurances. You actually need 2 different type of insurances, which are medical insurance and health insurance. Health insurance, also known as COVID insurance, which I will be discussing in a bit as well. And on top of that, you need a copy of your ASQ hotel, and later on your accommodation after the 14 days that you will be spending in Thailand, where you will be staying after the 14 days of ASQ or quarantine hotel, where you will be staying after that. Okay, so the first 2 and 3 are very simple, which is the filling up the application form, copies of your passport, and all that. So let's start by talking about the main requirement and the most important thing, that is how to get your certificate of entry. So starting with certificate of entry, in the link below, I've given it in the description below, you can find a link that directly takes you to the certificate of entry Thailand page. Over there you can apply for that certificate in particular to get, but how you can get it, well, that is a bit of a long process. So that is what I'm going to tell you right now. First of all, what you need to do is declare your expected dates of travel. Right now, the flights are not permitted to freely exit or enter Thailand. So what you have to do over here is you need to contact your local Thai embassy within your country and ask them to give you a list of permitted flights with it, which are allowed to leave your country all the way to Thailand. Once you have that list, then you check the website and everything and declare your expected dates of travel. And of course, you need to book and confirm your flight dates as well. The other thing that you need to do is get insurances. Now, there are two types of insurances that you need to get. The first one is medical insurance. Now, the medical insurance is for general medical expenses, such as in case you have an accident or you're just sick. Now, for this, there needs to be a minimum coverage of outpatient for 40,000 Thai baht and for inpatient for 400,000 Thai baht. Now, I have put a link in the description below. You can check that link out for insurances. I think it's an appropriate website, so I'm just giving you a reference to a website that you can check. Now, the second insurance you need is the health insurance. Now, the health insurance, in other words, is like COVID insurance. So you need a COVID insurance as well, just in case while you're over here during quarantine or any time you turn out to be positive, it can cover all of your expenses. I hope you don't turn out positive, but just in case, it cover all of your expenses. Now, the minimum coverage for the health insurance or the COVID insurance need to be 100,000 US dollars to pay all your hospital expenses. Now, same link that I have put down in the description below can also give you an idea about the COVID insurances as well. I don't actually want to give an exact figure for how much the insurance costs, because each company will quote you different, and there are a number of other factors that are involved when you are trying to get an insurance. So there's no specific guarantee of how much the insurance costs, so you can use the link below to check how much is going to cost for your situation specifically. Next, what you need to do is book ASQ hotels for the first 14 to 15 days that you will be in Thailand. Now, the word ASQ means alternative stay quarantine, and you need to do that for the first 14 and 15 days. Now, you cannot book these hotels from a normal booking website such as booking.com or Agoda. For this, you will have to go, you would have to directly contact these hotels by email or any other means such as a phone call. Now, the list of hotels that have joined this ASQ hotel program, I have listed them below, and there's a link in the description below that you can check and you can call them over there. Now, the basic facilities that these ASQ hotels will provide you is airport pickup, 3 meals a day, and 2 COVID tests are also facilitated over here. So during the 14 or 15 days of quarantine that you will be spending at the hotel, for those 2 tests, if you turn out to be negative, after that you can roam around Thailand and go wherever you wish within Thailand. But before that, during those 14 to 15 days in that ASQ hotel, you will not be permitted to leave that hotel at all. Now, I know that is a complete bummer, but hey, those are the rules that you need to follow. And finally, you also need to show proof of accommodation after the 14 to 15 days that you will be spending in the ASQ hotel. So that could be another hotel that you have booked, a friend's place, or even your own place within Thailand where you will be staying. So you need to show them the proof for the next 3 months of your stay within Thailand. And once you have completed all of these documentations, then the website that I told you before in the beginning, which is for the certificate of entry, you can go to that website, you can attach all those documents, including your insurance certificates, your booking payments. Now you have to give full payments. Now for the hotel, for the flights and all those things, you need to pay in full advance, as far as my knowledge is, because you need to not only attach your medical insurance certificates but also confirmed bookings for your flight and your hotel as well, which will require you to pay in full. Yes, those are a lot of requirements, but that is required for you to be issued a certificate of entry. Now, once you have completed all this and you have gotten the certificate of entry, you are ready to move to Thailand. Okay, so after you have gotten your certificate of entry, you are ready to move to Thailand and go visit over there. But before that, there are 2 more things that you need to collect. Those are fit to fly certificate and a COVID-free certificate as well. Now, for these 2 documents, you have to be a bit more careful, because there is a time in which you can present these documents at the airport. Now, for these 2 documents, you need to get both of these documents within 72 hours of your departure time. Now, if you get that before that, your certificates will expire. So it's good to get them within the 72 hours of your departure time. Now, a fit to fly certificate and COVID-free certificate are 2 different documents. Do not confuse them for the same document. They are 2 different documents. So a fit to fly certificate, for that you have to go to a doctor. Again, I would suggest that you contact your local Thai embassy and see if they can recommend you any doctor over there, or just any general doctor that can give you a fit to fly certificate. And for the COVID free certificate, you have to make sure that the test they do is called the RT-PCR method test. Let me say that again, RT-PCR test method, which is only accepted by the Thai government. So you have to get the certificate using that test method. Now that your all documents are done, you are free and you are ready to move to Thailand and visit wherever you want to go. Now for the big question, is it worth doing all this and going to and visiting Thailand? Well, if you're coming for a very short stay, let's say just 1 month time, then I guess you'll be spending a lot of money on your quarantine hotel. And you will see when you check the prices using the link below, you will see that they can turn out to be pretty expensive. So, and after that, you're only spending another 15 to 30 days in Thailand just to visit places. I think it might turn out to be more expensive. But then there is the special tourist visa, which allows you to stay here for 9 months. I guess if you're planning on staying here for that long, it is worth coming here. Now, on top of that, people who have work permits, have businesses here, have families here, or are retired over here and all those things, I guess they have no other choice than to go through this whole process to come back to Thailand and continue with their things. So, certificate of entry and the fit to fly certificate and COVID-free certificate are really important to get on top of the normal visa application form, passport copies and everything. Also, just to inform you that these are the current requirements and procedures of entering Thailand. Now, looking at the current situation, they might change. There is a probability that they might be changing in the coming future, but I am not sure about that. So that is why it is always better to, before you start your process, contact your local Thai embassy, get the list of requirements and procedures that you need to follow or need to do, and manage everything according to that. And also make sure you get a list of flights going in and out of Thailand as well from your local Thai embassy. Okay. Also, one more very important thing, make sure you give yourself enough time to prepare when you're applying for the visa to come into Thailand. Like, give yourself at least 1 month time so you can easily prepare all your documents, you can get all the paperwork done, and everything can be sorted without any problem. Well, I hope you found this video very helpful, and if there is anything at all that I have missed, please leave a comment below, and then you can add information to it as well so that the other people can see your comment and know if there is something that I have missed to help them out further. And before we wrap up, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button as well. And thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.